Hello, Vikings fans. Welcome to Channel Skol Nation Vikings Daily, your go-to source for news Minnesota Vikings. Breaking news from the Vikings camp has just reached our desk, and it's set to shake up the upcoming season. But before we dive into the details, let's take a moment to appreciate the journey ahead. What if I told you that two key factors could make or break the Vikings' 2024 campaign? Stay tuned, because by the end of this report, you'll have insights that could change how you view our beloved team's prospects. As we all know, the Vikings are entering a new era. The departure of Kirk Cousins has left a void at quarterback, but the team hasn't been idle. They've signed Sam Darnold to a one-year, $10 million deal and drafted Michigan's J.J. McCarthy. It's a bold move, but will it pay off? That's the question on every fan's mind. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: last season's 7-10 record. It was a tough pill to swallow, especially after Cousins' injury sidelined him for half the season. But here's where things get interesting. Our analysis suggests that two critical factors will determine if the Vikings can bounce back in 2024. And no, we're not talking about the defense. Brian Flores' unit ranked 11th in DVOA last year, and we expect them to hold their own. So, what are these two game-changing elements? The first one might surprise you, but it's something that's been haunting us for a while now. It's all about turnovers. Yes, you heard that right. The Vikings had the second worst turnover differential in the league last year at 12. Only the Washington Commanders fared worse at 14. But here's where it gets really intriguing. Under Kevin O'Connell's leadership, there's a fascinating pattern emerging. When the Vikings protect the football, they're unbeatable. Literally. O'Connell's record when the team wins or ties the turnover battle: a perfect 17-0. But when they lose that battle, a dismal 3-14. It's a stark contrast that no other team in the league can match. Now, you might be thinking, well, of course, turnovers are important. But trust me, this goes beyond the usual impact. It's not just about losing possessions. It's about the very DNA of O'Connell's system. When the Vikings take care of the ball, they become a force to be reckoned with. The challenge? Last year, they ranked second to last in giveaways. Remember those first quarter fumbles that seemed to plague us? They added up, and they hurt. Let's break it down further. Turnovers are like losing pints of blood on the football field. They drain the life out of our offensive drives and give our opponents unnecessary advantages. Those opening drive fumbles we saw last season? They set the tone for entire games, and not in a good way. It's a problem that needs addressing, and fast. But here's the silver lining. Even if Darnold or McCarthy only perform at an average level, cutting down on those turnovers could be the key to a winning season. It's a simple concept, but its impact could be monumental. Imagine a Vikings team that consistently protects the ball, giving our defense a chance to shine and our offense multiple opportunities to score. That's the kind of team that makes playoff runs. Now, let's move on to the second factor that could define our 2024 season. It's something that's been a thorn in our side for the past couple of years: the running game. The Alexander Mattison experiment is over, and frankly, not many of us are shedding tears over it. But the Vikings brass hasn't been sitting idle. They've brought in Aaron Jones and paired him with last year's RB2, Ty Chandler. Here's the cold, hard truth. In both 2022 and 2023, the Vikings' rushing attack ranked 27th in DVOA. That's not just bad. It's a pattern that needs breaking. And breaking it is exactly what Jones and Chandler need to do. Because here's the kicker. No team makes a serious playoff push, let alone a Super Bowl run, with a ground game that ineffective. It just doesn't happen. Let's dive deeper into why this matters so much. A strong running game isn't just about racking up yards on the ground. It's about balance, control, and unpredictability. When a team can run effectively, it opens up the passing game, keeps the defense honest, and most importantly, allows you to control the clock and close out games. That last point, it's been our Achilles heel recently. Think back to those close games we've lost in the past couple of seasons. How many of them could have been wins if we'd been able to grind out a few first downs on the ground in the fourth quarter? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. We don't need to be a run-first team. And you're right. But here's the thing. O'Connell's offense will never reach its full potential without a respectable ground game. It's not about dominating on the ground. It's about having that threat, that option when we need it most. Let's talk about Aaron Jones for a moment. This is a guy who's been a key player for the Packers for years. He brings experience, versatility, and a proven track record of success. Pairing him with Ty Chandler could be the 1-2 punch our running game has been missing. Jones has the vision and the burst, while Chandler showed flashes of potential last year. If they can click and if our offensive line can create some holes, we might just see a renaissance in our ground game. But it's not just about the players, it's about scheme and commitment. O'Connell and his staff need to find creative ways to incorporate the run, even in a pass-heavy offense. It's about keeping defenses guessing, about creating those crucial third and short situations where we have options, because when you can run and pass effectively, that's when you become truly dangerous. So, there you have it, Vikings fans. 2 critical factors that could make or break our 2024 season: fixing the turnover problem and establishing a respectable running game. If the team can address these issues, we might just see a return to form that would make any Viking proud. But now I want to hear from you. Which of these factors do you think is more crucial for our success? The turnover battle or the ground game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. Your insights could shed light on aspects we haven't even considered yet. Before we wrap up, here's a thought to ponder. What if addressing these 2 factors could transform the Vikings into not just playoff contenders but genuine Super Bowl threats? It's a long road ahead, but with the right moves, anything is possible. And let's not forget, while we're focusing on these 2 key areas, there's a whole team working hard to improve in every aspect of the game. From our defensive line to our secondary, from our receiving core to our special teams, every player has a role to play in our success. As we look ahead to the 2024 season, let's remember that football is a game of inches, of small margins that add up to big results. By focusing on protecting the ball and establishing a run game, we're not just tweaking our strategy, we're potentially redefining who we are as a team. So, Vikings fans, as we eagerly await the start of the season, let's keep our eyes on these key factors. Watch how Darnold and McCarthy handle the ball. Pay attention to how Jones and Chandler are utilized in the offense. These could be the early indicators of the season to come. Remember, in the NFL, every game counts, every play matters, and every fan support makes a difference. So let's rally behind our team, show our unwavering support, and believe in the potential of this new era of Vikings football. Thank you for tuning in, Go Vikings!